is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Well, good evening and welcome to your first look at sports. I'm Charles Fisher, the Sporting World. Tonight mourning the passing of Tues sports star Lenny Powell. Powell was known for his tenacious attitude on the football field, playing many years with the Burger King Pros. After retiring from football, he took up bowling full-time, where he went on to win a Bahamas Bowling Federation national championship while representing the Bahamas on various national teams. Funeral arrangements will be announced at a later date, but we here at the ZNS Total Sports team would like to send condolences to his family at this time. The Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association is getting ready to put on an ITF Level 1 coaches course. The course will be conducted by ITF Regional Development Officer John Godard and BLTA First Vice President Bradley Bain. Here's BLTA President Deron Donaldson.
The actual course starts on the 12th, and then we're going to have the official opening on the 13th. It's basically for beginner coaches, intermediate coaches, and it helps give some sort of certification to our local coaches here and college players that just came out of college and they want to obtain certification so they can teach in clubs here, help teach our juniors, and even PE teachers can come out for the mini tennis course version of it, and they can even carry the course and their learnings into the schools.
Donaldson also talked about the kind of response the BLTA expects to garner from the course.
I'm expecting a huge response. We already have about 15 people signed up, and we still have to send a notice to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Sports, so they can send some PE teachers and any administrators that are interested in doing this.
And the New Providence Cycling Association held its team relays and team trials over the weekend, and President Byron Turbo Musgrove was impressed with what he saw.
We saw actually different clubs joining forces and making a really interesting race. They added made some suggestion to change the way relays are normally run, and we had an excellent time. We had Team Beasts coming out on victory, and this is a combination of cyclists from Team JR and the Warriors coming together and do a relay, and it was excellent. The times are really, really good. And so this lends to the sport and creates that more excitement. This is the first time we have held the relays, and next year we look forward to putting on more relays like this. It turned out to be an excellent day for relays.
The Bahamas Government Departmental Basketball Association Best of 3 semifinals tipping off last night at the Donald Davis Gym. The opening game was a matchup of the Armed Forces as the Police Royals took on the Defense Force Mariners. Jonathan Benson was courtside.
We picked this one up in the second half. Defense Force playing catch-up. Delvon Duncombe goes baseline around the defender, and he scores. Police not getting back on defense. Marines have a 2-on-1, and Dershin Sands finds Otis Ferguson for the deuce. Dion McPhee going for the steal, but Duncombe controls the ball. He drives, stops, pops, and this one rolls around and in. Duncombe now showing McPhee how you pick off a pass. He'll get it back from Ferguson and scores 2 more. Royals trying to hold on. Devin Johnson inbounds to Spence Adderley. He finds Kenwood Carey for the hoop and the foul. Royals now running with a 4-on-1 advantage. Johnson hands off to Carey for another bucket. Off the pass from Silas Cooper, Johnson tries a long ball. That's no good, but Carey's there for the offensive board and putback. Royals reign supreme in Game 1, winning 110-105.
We really respect them. They give us a good push. They're very two disciplined teams, very fundamental teams, and we got exactly what we expected. And they are who we thought they are, and so it's going to be a very tough and long series.
We took the lead about twice. We kind of switched back and forth in the last couple of seconds of the game, but basically you just got to get my guys to come out and play from the break. You know what I mean? They can't come out flat. I think without been riding away for so long, we won 13 straight games. And so I think that was a problem with overconfident. Came out, figured we had it. They say, hey, it's the playoffs. Regular season done. That's a different ball game, playoff. They ain't giving it to us. We got to come out and take it. They took it for granted, came out a little flat. They'll take some blood in them out now, so we ready to go.
I think this was a feel-out game. This was really round 1. The guys gonna get tired a little bit, but we have to make some adjustments, tighten up the defense. We now see what they're trying to do. Game 2, we're gonna take it, and that's it. We move into the championship, baby.
Last night's featured game between the Police Crime Stoppers and Tronic West Cybots even more exciting than the opener. 4 quarters, not even enough to decide a winner. After falling behind by as much as 9 points early in the ball game, the Cybots fought all the way back to force overtime, and in that extra session, the Cybots kept their foot on the pedal. Cybots win this one in come-from-behind fashion, 86-79. Eugene Bain had a double-double to lead the way in the win with 25 points and 15 rebounds. Brian Tucker Bain added 19. Adon Charlo also posting a double-double with 16 points and 13 boards. In the loss for the Crime Stoppers, Vernon Stubbs finishing up with a game-high 26 points. Dario Seymour right behind with 25. Freddie Slugger Lightbourne added 17 points and 10 assists. Game 2 in both series set for tomorrow night. It's win or go home for both the Marines and Crime Stoppers. Jonathan Benson, ZNS, Total Sports.
Our under-17 girls national basketball team returned home from El Salvador last week with an 8th place finish. We were able to catch up with head coach Pharrell Davis to talk about the team's experience.
We learned that we have a lot of development to do with the young girls. The Spanish girls is a little more quicker, a little more developed, and that's because they have a national program that goes year-round. The 3 months thing is too short for us to prepare a team to go international. We need more shooters, because when they crack down on that big man, outside shot needed to be up to touch. My last talk with the girls is that go back home and work on your game. You can't work on your game, come 3 months in. And our league here in the Bahamas don't allow us to play enough games. So we try and put things in place, a development program every Saturday once a week up until time to travel again, to try and keep the fundamentals and keep them as a team, as a unit going.
And the Bahamas Weightlifting and Powerlifting Federation joining forces with the Bahamas Olympic Committee, and the overall goal is to make it to the next level.
Our responsibility is to ensure that the athletes now train so we could now have some representation at the Olympic sport. And we are here today to acknowledge that agreement.
We're happy that this weightlifting association is now get itself together and can go out and recruit young men and young women. And maybe sport is always one that helps a country out of many things. Crime is one of the things, and since a lot of crime is occurring now in this country, we look forward for weightlifting to do its part in embarking on that role and helping young men either to go to school, represent the Bahamas at the Olympic, at the Pan Am Games, CAC Games, Commonwealth Games, and feel good about themselves that they're doing well for themselves and their country.
And both sides are making every effort to have all stakeholders on board moving forward.
We are excited about being a part of the Olympics Association right now and moving forward with the weightlifting programs. And we're looking forward with this venture to bring athletes out to the top level, which we know we can, because we took powerlifting to a level throughout the world, and the world has recognized us that the Bahamas is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to weightlifting and powerlifting.
We are bearing fruits with the Weightlifting Federation with the hopes that they will be a part of our Olympic campaign and have athletes ready, hopefully if not 2016, 2020.
And the New Providence Cycling Association held its team championship over the weekend on the southern end of the island. Winning the 24-mile relay event was the team of Jay Major, Anthony Biggie Colbrook, and D'Angelo Stirrup in a time of 57 minutes and 29 seconds.
Sun was out for a little while, but then it started to rain. So with the rain actually made the ride a little faster because it cooled us up a little bit. So that was a good part about it. But the hills and everything, that really catch us. The wind on the eastern side of the road, that held me back a little bit, but I just tried to push me out of it, and then it worked out well.
Major and Colbrook also teamed up to win the 12-mile team trial. Their time, 27 minutes and 3 seconds.
With the relays, it was more like a track event where you would send your fastest guy off, and he'd come back after one lap, and the next one would go. It's just like a 4x4, sorry. So it was a really good event. Something different that we're not used to. And then the last relay was the team time trial, what everybody was used to, and it was a really good, fast race. Good competition.
Individual time trial, it was a little bit hard, so I really had to try work as hard as I could. And in the team time trial, well, at the starting, it wasn't really that difficult, but because I had my teammate to go draft for. So So when we like climbing it, like I just used to like pull him up sometimes, and then he used to pull me up sometimes. So then on the second lap at the catch plateau, that was the really hard part of it.
And that's going to put a wrap on Sports Tuesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for tuning in.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.